Good morning. Good morning. Thank you so much for joining and going live again. It is a fabulous Friday. I am doing things a little bit differently today for the viewers on Instagram because my phone is not on my tripod today because I'm showing people what I'm doing in my DIY home studio. So today's live stream is all around how to go live. How to go live. My software up here is telling me that one of my live streams isn't going ahead on Facebook. So if you're joining in on Facebook on my page, that's fine. We're on varying pages, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Instagram. So thank you so much for joining that. Okay, today's subject. DIY video studios, how to build your own. Do you need to be investing in lots of different equipment? Do you need to be set up in a specific space in your home? How does that all work? How the hell do I set all this stuff up so I can look and sound amazing when I go live on video? So whether that's a live stream like I'm doing now, or whether that's a pre-recorded content, what I'm going to share with you today is everything that I've got that I'm using at home to do all my broadcasts. I'm also going to show you walk you through the contents of my free download. So I do have a download that's available. It's called 5 Must-Haves for a DIY Home Video Studio. And it is available if you go to rebeccasaunders.com/DIY. That's there. It is going to be incredible. It's going to be an incredibly busy session today. And actually, I'm not happy with the way that my Instagram peeps are watching. So I'm going to move that phone. There you go. Much better eye line. Fantastic. Okay. So in terms of doing things on the cheap. Now, you'll hear me talk about the fact that I love embracing DIY content. I love embracing professional video production. And I do all my live streams and my webinars at home, from home with very basic kit to show my audiences how easy it is to do it themselves. I do have access to full production teams. I don't use them for live streams like this, and I don't use them for my webinars. I do like to show how I do these things without all the fancy setup and the fancy equipment. So what have I got right now? What am I using? So obviously, if you're joining in on Instagram, you'll know that I'm using my camera phone. I very rarely use the camera phone for filming video productions other than Insta stories or Instagram lives like this. And so you're going to get the benefit of potentially being able to see more of how I'm doing things and understand why and how I'm pulling things together. And the reason that you are currently sat on a little box in front of me is because the thing I use the most, which I absolutely love, is this little tripod. It's a beautiful little tripod that cost me $70 from, I believe, JB Hi-Fi at the time. It's linked in the download. And I absolutely love this little thing for several reasons. It is a selfie stick. So now I don't use it to do selfies, but I do love using this because I'm able to sit down or stand up or use it for different heights, or if I've got different things that I'm perching on when I'm going live with my phone. That's usually sat in the phone holder that comes as an attachment. I use this when I'm using my baby light. So I'm not using any lighting right now. I just have a window in front of me. So that's another little hack. If you've got a big window in the room that you're filming in, put that in front of you, have the nice natural light coming your way. I use a baby little LED light like this, and that just literally screws on the top of my tripod, and I can have that sat in front of me. I normally put it actually behind my computer. It's normally sat behind my computer, plugged in. Very, very simple, very easy to use, very lightweight, very small. I also, when I'm not using my big fancy setup from my podcasting, which I love to use because it looks cool, I use my AirPods. So AirPods, headphones, anything like that will help you get really good, crisp audio. So if you've got AirPods or some form of microphone, whether that is a headset, whether that is a podcasting mic like I've got here, whatever you may have around, we all have mobile devices. We've all got some form of headphones with that, I have no doubt. They're going to be the key things that you need. So you need, having just that is the bare bones. I'm talking a few $100s. We're not spending a lot of money here. And then if you're investing in a webcam and doing a lot of streams from your computer, maybe you're trying to pre-record content on Zoom or on Teams or something like that, highly recommend a good webcam. Now, the webcam that I'm using right now is the Logitech Brio 4K. I absolutely love it. It makes me look amazing. And in terms of the cost factor for that, again, it's a couple of $100, available on Amazon. And every bit of equipment that I'm talking about today is available within the DIY 5 must-haves download that's available at rebeccasaunders.com/DIY. And I'm going to walk you through it now. I'm actually going to walk you through what's in that download. I'm going to show you how all that goes together, and I'm going to really prove to you why you don't necessarily need to have a lot of fancy equipment. You really don't. In the live stream today, that's what I'm essentially doing now. It's what I'm showing. And it is so simple to use. Definitely when you've got nothing else around. Like I was doing a webinar yesterday, I was showing people how I use Jenga blocks to bring my laptop up to the right eye line, how I've used upside down rubbish bins to bring myself up to the right eye line. So the first page of the download that we have available is all around how can we do stuff on like no budget, without spending much money at all. What does that look like? And so the 5 things that I cover off across these different budgets are this. Microphone, very important to make sure your audio is good. Lighting, very important to make sure you're looking great, right? Mounts and tripods, teleprompters, and what kind of camera I'd recommend using. So in terms of the no budget option, we've talked through the AirPods, the headphones, anything like that's going to be super good to work with. In terms of lighting, mentioned before, using a window in front of you, maybe having that in front of you. If you haven't got a window, but maybe you've got a white wall in front of you, getting a desk lamp and pushing that towards the wall so that the actual harsh light hits the wall, but then comes back at you in a very nice sort of, even splash across the face is what we're going for. No harsh shadows, nothing like that. In terms of mounts and tripods, right now, my mobile phone for my Instagram Live is sat on top of a pile of boxes. So that's all sat there. My camera in front of me is sat on top of my computer. But I do put in this download here that you could use anything. A stack of books. I've had clients put things on ladders, on bookshelves. I think the joy here to remember is it actually doesn't matter what it looks like behind the scenes. Obviously, we're wanting you to be safe, and we're not wanting you to set something up that's going to cause any damage to you or your equipment or anything around you. But I am wanting you just to think a little bit outside the box. What's important for your audience when creating video content is that you're looking good and sounding good and delivering that content. If that means that things are gaffer taped behind, or you've sort of precariously balanced the odd laptop on top of some books, then that's okay. Yesterday, I was sharing in my webinar that I have used cushions in the past to bring my laptop up to the right eye line. Wouldn't recommend that for long periods of time, but it does work for a good 10-15 minutes if you're just doing something short. Cushions, not ideal because they do overheat. So if you're joining in on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, I am actually screen sharing the download now. It is available to see. You can see that I've created it in the beautiful Canva, because I absolutely love that design platform. It's phenomenal. When we move into sort of a micro budget, what we're talking about here is what are the small things that we could start investing in? So in terms of a microphone, if you're looking to film on your mobile phone, or maybe you're wanting to record your audio separately, investing in a Rode Smart Lav mic that plugs into your mobile device is going to be a really cost-effective way of making sure your audio is going to be clear. So that's around probably the $80 mark. Plugs directly into a phone. There are going to be varying versions of this into a computer if that's what you're after. I would caveat this with saying that microphones into mobile devices is different to microphones into cameras or computers. So whichever store you go to, just let them know how you're going to be using that microphone, because they're not going to necessarily be compatible across both without an adapter. So just keep that in mind. I've listed here the lighting that I've used. So if you're just tuning in, I was showing that this is the little light that's normally sat behind my computer. Very small, very light, very compact. I've listed that in the download as an available option. It's one of my favorites. And I do love the kit that I've got here because I can fit it all into my handbag and take it on the go, which is always very helpful. I recommend a couple of apps here for a mobile phone. So the smartphone with Filmic Pro app, that's pretty good if you're filming on your mobile phone. And also there's a Video Teleprompter 3 app if you're wanting to have your scripts and stuff come up in front of you on the screen. So these apps sort of just lay your script over the camera feed. So essentially you're seeing that, and it's absolutely amazing. Sam, thank you. This t-shirt, yes, this t-shirt is actually from the fabulous Nikki Fogden Moore. It came with her launch of her new book, which I don't have in arm's reach right now, but go over and check that out. Her book is called Radical Self-Belief, and I thought it was worth putting that on today for a Friday. So I'm glad you love that one. In terms of tripods and mounts for this one, I do note that there's really small, little foldable tripods that close down, extend up. They're going to be really fun. Also, anything that has a little clip. Let me see if I've got one. No, I don't know where I've put it. In terms of a mount for your mobile phone or anything like that, I love the tripods that give you both options, having a clamp for your mobile phone, but also having a little twist on the top, because that will enable you to screw your lights on. So very versatile little tripods. Now, if you're wanting to sort of prosumer, and when I say prosumer, you're kind of spending a bit more on equipment, but you're not kind of going all out, but you're spending a little bit, I recommend investing in some lighting. And I say this on the basis that you potentially have the space within your home studio space to set this lighting up. In terms of this, I've put through just a small 3-set lighting setup. I do that because as a professional, we do like to use the 3-point lighting system, but you could also invest somewhere here, something like a ring light or something like that would also be adequate and be good. So setting that up correctly. For this particular microphone, I'd invest in something that is a portable wireless set. So Rode do ones, Sennheiser is the one that I've listed in the download. The idea behind this is that you don't have the cable. You're not cabled in to the receiver. So you can plug the receiver into your camera or into your phone, and you can step away, which gives you a lot more versatility and a lot more movement in your videos if you're more of a walker and a talker, or you want a bit more of a wider shot. Something like that's going to be really helpful for you. In terms of the camera, I absolutely love the Canon PowerShot. It's amazing. The reason I love this one is for 2 reasons. Easy to use. Tick number 1, we don't want things too technically difficult. It also has a flip-up screen. So the flip-up screen will enable you to have the camera facing towards you, and you can also see yourself, right? So you can see yourself. It means you can position yourself in the right place, make sure that you're comfortable with how the shot looks, and continue. The difficulties with some DSLR cameras and is even in your mobile phone sometimes, really, when we recommend to use your back camera, is that you can't always see yourself. So having the camera so that you can see yourself is going to be a real bonus for just starting out. In terms of the tripod listed here, it is just a slightly bigger tripod. Tripods vary in sizes, in expense as well. So just go and have a play, see what's right for you. Again, if you're investing in cameras, be sure to talk to the people in the stores that you're purchasing from. They'll be able to give you great advice there on how things work. My go-to store for all the technical stuff, because I think they're fantastic, is the Streaming Guys. They're based in Melbourne. They're fantastic. I do love sending people there. They're very, very helpful. Stepping it up a little bit more. Again, really most of this stuff is about just spending that little bit more in terms of cash on cameras and on mic sets. it is a sliding scale, and obviously the stuff that I've actually put in here is some of the stuff that we use in the studio. So you're moving into more of the professional level here. And I would say, like with anything, the more you try and take on, these are slightly more advanced things to be using, lots more expense to go through. But, if you've got someone that maybe in your office or your team that you're training up to help you, then something like this is going to last you the test of time. Here we've got a slightly different Sennheiser lapel microphone with a receiver. So again, moving around a bit more. Lighting, same lighting that we use when we're out and about on shoots. With the Dracast LED 1000 models, we've got those. Camera here, we love using the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera. We have these they're lightweight, they're easy to use. And if you're sort of setting things up, it is a lot of fun to use those. You do need to purchase lenses. So when you start doing bigger cameras, then you start moving into lenses. And that's something that's quite technical, which we do go into in some of our online programs. But again, this is more the professional side. So if you want to deep dive into that, you can. And the teleprompter here is one of my favorites. Good friends of mine did create this one. It's available all over Australia. It's used by so many professionals. I love seeing it pop up in behind the scenes photos. And it's the Promptit. These guys have an amazing setup. They've just released the Maxi version. And they've just released the Flex version, I should say, actually. And this involves a small piece of design perspex and glass, and you need a tablet, so an iPad or an Android tablet with a teleprompter app to make that work. But robust, fantastic, absolutely love using those. And so they're your 5 sort of the key things in varying different budgets. I've also put there at the end of that download is the little setup that I have with my webcam there, and the lighting and everything I put in my handbag. That's also involved in that download. So if you want to go and explore that, go and explore rebeccasaunders.com/DIY. Now, if all this is sounding a little bit like, oh, okay, I've got all the things, or I know what I've got to purchase, how do I use them? That's where the Video Accelerator comes in. It is launch week. We are mid-launch. I'm very excited to open the doors for the last time in 2021. The Video Accelerator is my flagship program. We run it twice a year. Doors are open now. It's 6 weeks with me and my team working through content of how to overcome camera nerves, how to set yourself up. Week 4, we cover all this stuff in terms of filming and also editing as well to make it super simple. So if you've got the gear and you just don't have any idea of how to use it, or the gear, no idea, get yourself into the Video Accelerator course. Doors are only open for a couple more days, so would love to see some of you in there. As part of the Video Accelerator community, we do have options available for you to jump in and have help from my team of video ninjas in setting up your own studio spaces. That's only available for people that have gone through the program or have been part of that. So if you do want help even with that level of I've got stuff, I need some help with setting that up, jump on in. We would absolutely love to help you, get you set up, ready to go for an absolutely fantastic 2022. For me, I know there's a lot of things to take in here. Hopefully I've made it simple with just those 5 must-haves. It is on any budget. You really can do all these things. As I'm proving right now, I'm doing stuff from home without the crew. So if that hopefully it's been super helpful for you today. Thank you so much for tuning in live. I love seeing the little numbers pop up of the viewers. If you've got any questions about the content that we're doing right now, or about the Video Accelerator program, pop them in the comments. I'm following along. I'm watching the comments. I'm here answering questions. So please do drop things in the comments or message me privately on all the social platforms. I'm here to answer questions and help you in that video journey. All right. That is the content of today's live. Thank you again for tuning in and have a fantastic Friday. I'll be back on Monday for another live at 11 a.m. Have a good one.